All right, folks, welcome back to episode 2. It sounded like I fixed the sound in the well, I didn't fix it in the second half of episode 1, but I fixed it for at least the beginning of episode 2 here, because while I didn't deafen you with gunshots during the battle in episode 1, I did forget to turn OBS back up when that battle was over, and so we didn't have all these sweet tunes, and the music in this game is actually really good. I don't think I would go so far as to say it's worth it to buy Whiskey and Lemons just for the music, but it makes it a lot more. It further incentivizes you to do that. So, anyways, we got a good win here at Winchester. We can see that they definitely win a running. Why on earth are they building anything? Their AI personality is set to spend 99% of its subsidies on projects, and I think I left it at 1% on buildings. And of course, they're still doing it. And it's like, oh man. I'll stop. Doesn't look like there's anything cool I could pick right now. We're waiting for some troops to come in. Yeah. Waiting for some troops to come in. We're waiting for some policies to get done. We're waiting. I think it's on military too. And we'll probably hop over to the finance for a little bit. Eventually, we'll probably do one of the agriculture and diplomacy ones. There's so much to do. I've modded it up so we can take more policies and acts, and they open up earlier. But there's other things that go on that try to cross balance some of these things so that it's actually interesting and kind of matters the order you do these things, and that you can do these things and you're still picking policies that make a difference into 63, maybe even 64, whereas it felt like a lot of times in the vanilla game, at least before I started modding it, like, you were by February of 1862 you'd pretty much done everything you wanted to do, and it was all right. So we got to get McDowell has done his duty. McDowell, I am actually sorry about that, but McClellan is a step up. We'll get him back to Grafton. We'll get his army in supply. I think for right now, I'm just not going to choose perks. I did not. I did hop out of the game after episode 1. I did not dig in to try to fix this, because I think that this problem is just it might just stay with the whole campaign and whatever. Honestly, what perks the armies have, if that's the biggest problem I have in this campaign, I should be set. Now we're waiting on the good ships to get built before we go and start blockading, but we will. We're going to go here. We could start probably blockading any time, but we're not spending too much on the Navy. Yeah, we're not spending very much at all, which is probably a good thing. And, the whole blockading thing seems to matter so little because the game does not simulate well production shortages. It doesn't really punish you for being blockaded. And so, it costs money to build ships and really to keep them out there. And so I wonder if it's worth the financial hassle to deprive them of production, kind of a substitute for production, the import of stuff. When not having it doesn't matter because it magically just shows up elsewhere, but it might be more expensive. So, and the other AI is set up to go for the bank act, the best credit stuff that they can possibly do, and so they might run into problems down the road. But it's hard to know what the right balance of effort is there. Alright, I think I see a force coming up now. Hampton's division before had very little. Let's see if we get an intelligence. Alright, so 13,000 I don't care about. But let's get ready to hit them. They might just fall back if they're not ready for this. My plan is actually to snake both of these forces down here, try to recapture Fort Lyon, but really get a good stand here on the very northern tip of Virginia. McClellan will be due for troops. I think he's up next because Kelly will be sitting pretty once everybody actually arrives for him. And Lion was already doing okay, and he's good enough for where he is. I think it was last episode I said, as long as the Union is holding mid-Missouri, that's fine. Missouri is one of those things that when I play as the CSA, it's one of those things that it's almost not worth trying to, from that point of view, liberate. Because once you do, it can be counterattacked from so many directions that the Union will likely have troops that you're going to end up spending. It's going to end up tying down a lot of your forces just to get it out, just to get it out of the Union camp. Doesn't really ever feel worth it. All right, so McDowell did what he had to do there. That's fine. And now we're going to move him over there. We're going to move Patterson up here. We're going to try to get Ormsby right there. And yeah, I'm happy with that. Credit rating B seems better than the playthrough, which did not go that well. Playthroughs when I wasn't fighting. All right, if we have the troops, we'll pull the trigger here. Yeah, we got the troops. So we'll do 3, and you know what? We'll do. So it's basically a division, is what we're recruiting there, and let's just see. All right, so 1,700 men, that's okay. 21 is okay. McCook, not too sure about McCook there. Morris, Hooker. All right, so that's also an understrength brigade. All right, we'll stick you over there. What do you got? All right, so Matthews is gonna need more just to pull even. So we're gonna give you that. We'll give you that. We'll give you that. All right, so that'll be McClellan's force for where he's operating. I mean, we're just gonna have him sit there anyways, and so if he's sitting there getting troops and getting his readiness back, that is fine with me. Yeah, I mean, I'll check and I'll see what perks. I really wish we could mod the perks the CSA that the AI takes. And I know that would lead to more linear gameplay, but it would lead to better campaigns. Especially when they take perks that I'm pretty sure don't work. So let's see if we can see it here. Pontoon train, that's it, I think. Right, the small rivers one. Made of wood. Movement. So level up by crossing small rivers. Look at how good that is. Movement speed across small rivers plus 25%. Supply efficiency plus 10%. That is like very reasonable. I get it. Like flying column is probably still very good. Probably the best. Skilled cartographers is an easy one to level up, and it's important. Foot cavalry is one I like. Embedded reporters you can make an argument for late game, right? You want to keep people happy. I get it. But like that one would be a cool one to have. It certainly might actually be useful out west as well. But I've taken armies and marched them all across small rivers, and it never does anything. So I don't know. But yeah, I hesitate to want to take perks since the AI tends to do it suboptimally, and then it kind of leads to a long-term steamroll. I know, so it has been a year since I've done one of these campaigns. I know that eventually with this force, yeah, maybe I don't know that we'll be engaged in attacking any of the forts, but if we can cut the CSA at Memphis, that is good for interdicting either forces going to Arkansas or coming from Arkansas that want to try to help out in Tennessee. It's very hard for them to punch through an actual flotilla. So, all right, we're moving in. We're getting our readiness. Well, we're slowly crawling back some of our readiness. Military 2. So that was me. All right. Let's hop over to Government 1 and the Tariff Act, because we want to get that rolling pretty early. The thing with the whole, a lot of the funding line is that the earlier you take it, the better. There's usually, are we going to get an explanation here? Yeah. Oh. Yeah, this one's almost a no-brainer since it's just a penalty with Europeans, which even if they intervened, doesn't look like they would matter. I know it's one of the things I promised, I think, in the CSA campaign that I would have, that I was going to try to get the European interventions to work, and I can increase their forces. I just, without switching sides in campaign and setting those forces to a more fruitful area, it's hard for me to make them matter. But things like Revenue Act, confiscation to a degree, Revenue Act 2, Revenue Act 3, Bank Act 1, Bank Act 2. It's also true, but I wouldn't, I'm more ambivalent about the print notes. If you take them early, there's a one-time cost, and then you just get more money for however long the campaign goes on. And Union or CSA, I would say that these tend to go to 1863, 1864. And, lots of people have it in their mind that, the war should go to 1865, but there's nothing that required that to happen. We look at the way the war actually went, and we assume that that's the way that, it should have went, or that was even the most likely way that should have went. And, you read Foote and some of the other people, and it seems like there's a whole lot of habitants that seemed to make the war go on longer. And that if some things had gone differently earlier, that the war would have been a good deal shorter. But, we'll never know. Maybe we got the average playthrough. All right. Kelly's going to be in the pits for a while. That's what I took away from that. I think we can probably safely move it up to 20x. I do want to get Kelly actually into Louisville. And then not lose one of these guys and not be able to have it reinforced when they come bum rushing out of there. And I do want to get another force rolling when we can. We'll probably need about 100,000 volunteers to raise another army, so like another 20 bit a corps, whether it's called that or not. But at least for me, these are the corps size forces I tend to use. And that one, probably gonna need it back east, since we'll have Kelly dealing with Kentucky. We'll have Lyon maybe with another brigade patrolling Missouri. That's all good enough for me for right now. I do tend to get a push going into Tennessee, and I don't know about Arkansas, but Tennessee at least in 62. But we got to get the troops, and we got to have the money to pay for it. So I may do you a favor. I don't know where the CSA has gone. I mean, they are trying to keep up, but I don't see their forces at all. They're behaving way more passively than in my playthroughs, where they were just coming for me in the east. But I think when you kind of like punch the AI back, they get a little wary. So maybe I can spare you some of that. And can't think of anything else I have to say at the moment. All right, and it did not take long for Hampton's division again to try to make their way up here. We're going to try to make sure that Patterson gets out. Yeah, it looks like they're going to get out okay. And we'll just pivot everybody this way, and we'll try to intercept them. Should probably take a look at what they got. 15,000. Yeah, that is fine for McDowell. I don't remember if Hampton's division was in the first Battle of Winchester, so it doesn't really matter. Did they just break. What's going on there? Yeah, okay, so they're breaking. That's fine. We'll probably use McDowell to try to take Fort Lyon. My goodness, man, that's loud. All right, so we'll get McClellan's readiness rolling, I hope. All right, Kelly's a little ways from being able to scout, but once he can, his readiness will also be rolling, and yeah, we'll be doing all right. I did, in the very short time that we were apart, I did take propaganda and civil order. So, I mean, propaganda is just good because the campaign I've made is supposed to center around support, and then I also took civil order, which is another one that's kind of like the finance policy tab, where the earlier you take it, the better, because you take support hits from things like casualties and rating. And so if you can take it before you take most of your casualties, it pays bigger dividends. And it's kind of another support buff like propaganda. And so anyways, that's the idea there. The CSA actually beat me to funding 1. So I don't know if they're working on the terror fact. Actually, we should probably find... Yeah, so they're going to get the terror fact before I do. And I believe they already had letters of markdown, but they have not gone... Apparently, they have not gone as heavy in the paint for... All right, so we actually can't... I'm not ready to move against Fort Lyon because I want that readiness up, and we just do not have it. We are very close to going orange, and so we're going to sit here. It's going to be slow, but it's 1861. We're waiting for the pools of volunteers to show up, and I think maybe one of the things we can look for are some areas where we can start moving some ships. Let's see how. I mean, we really only need the monitors for... Where are they? So we got ironclad monitors here. Where are the ironclad gunboats? Oh, they're already done. Yeah, those things are good for leveling forts as well. Ironclad gunboats, the way I think it was, they deliver a bit more punch. The monitors, I think they tend to tank a bit more damage. So put that in the Atlantic blockading squadron, and we're going to move them in, and we will eventually get them to blockade. Right, that was them. Potomac flotilla is up here. It's so weird why that shifts you around to that angle like that. Let's see. I think the Potomac flotilla can safely come out. Ships constructed during the last 3 days. I think maybe they finished being constructed in the last 3 days. But I actually I'm not sure if there is a point to having those two different ones. Fleet orders, we're going to set them to blockade. And see what happens. Blockade status. Not blocked, perfect. Just what we all assumed. Alright, anyways, Gulf blockading squadron. Right, you're over there. Okay. So you're going to need... Yeah, I really do forget how to do this. Oh, and we did finish... I think we finished some monitors. It's weird that they're all kind of all over the place. Alright, whatever. We'll put you here. Steam frigates are okay. Alright, we'll move them up there. Mississippi River Squadron, so they can only take the ships that can go You guessed it, right? On the rivers. And that includes... Oh, so they can take ironclad gunboats. That's actually good to know. I actually want to go build some more ironclad gunboats. And probably some monitors, because it seems like there's a fairly long lead time with them. Yeah, all right. We'll try to have a little bit of fun. Not too much. Not that kind of campaign, but try to have some. Atlantic blockading squadron. Let's. Well, I guess you can sit there. That's fine. We got to give you some oomph. All right, ironclad gunboat. It is ironclad gunboat. It is. When you engage the forts, you really want to do it with ironclads if you can. The frigates do nice work with the volume of fire, and so against some of the lower tier forts, you could probably just shoot through them. But if you go up against like level 3 forts, that could be very rough. So I wouldn't always recommend it. And I generally have better luck kind of concentrating my fleets and getting them to attack forts together. So there's the one here. Right, so Hatteras. There's the one in Norfolk that we might want to take. Obviously, that can help you with Norfolk, and it also just makes it harder for them to take Fort Monroe. And then from Hatteras, you... I think you can hop down to here, and I think you can take Fort Macon, and I think that's the one where you can also then you would get Moorhead Port because of the influence area of the fort. It doesn't work here, so if you take Fort Fisher, I don't think it gives you Wilmington. I think the next best place to do it is... why do I not remember this? I think it's down here. Fort Pulaski, and I think it gives you that. The Savannah. I think it gives you the Savannah Harbor, or it gives you Port Royal. Maybe it gives you... Oh, this is what it is. It's Fort Walker and Port Royal. Right, and so then you would have that, and you would have Moorhead up there, and so you can send ships back to resupply, refit, whatever they need to do. All right, so we're gonna get you together there. I don't know about you. There are forts over here, I believe. Maybe not. We have a supply depot we could try to go for. For whatever that is worth. And I don't even have anybody worried about going after the these trade nodes, because the whole trade warfare thing, if you've never played the game before, the AI always wins it. So just don't worry about it. No matter what you do, even though the AI is not doing anything and you can be doing everything, you're going to lose the trade warfare. Lots of people have told the devs say it's working correctly. Whatever. Just move on. It's just a numbers reporting thing. And you know, when you realize that production and actual material shortages don't matter, it really doesn't matter. So all right. All right, let's get those aforementioned. That's a regular old gunboat. All right, we'll give him a steam frigate just to change it up. Ironclad gunboat. There we go. Yeah, we want 9 of them. And I think we can do the monitors, because those take a while, and we're going to lose many. So let's at least get the process started here. How are we doing over here? Have we gotten our readiness? We still don't. McDowell is eternally slow in getting his readiness back in every campaign, because it's probably just his underlying stats. He's really slow. All right, let's take Patterson and see if we can get him to take Fort Lyon. And McDowell, we'll just hope for the best. Granted, we lose over here, we lose that supply depot, but yeah, we just kind of got to eat that. It appears the AI is kind of doing the right thing. They look like they're not trying to recruit more than me, and so they haven't yet gone to recruitment or credit crisis. All right, so Kelly is gonna do some readiness stuff. I think if we sail down here, we should be fine. Shouldn't burn too much readiness. Projects, I doubt there's anything new that I want. Recruitment offices is a good one. But I think we're gonna kind of hold where we are. Uh-oh. Yeah. So it's Johnston's core. Alright. Hop out of here. You there, sir. Patterson, go over here. And let's move as quickly as we can. And old Ormsby can join us. It's not so much because of the supply depot or even Winchester. It's just I want to get the battle in, and it is weird that I can see where Johnston's supposed to be moving. We'll see. We'll see if any of that changes. But if Johnston continues up into Maryland, we'll burn that supply depot. Yeah. I'm going to take the fight because, you know, why play Grand Tactician if you're not? But I don't know that it's going to be the most competitive. Well, as I say that, they get to defend Apple Pie Ridge, which is very defensible, and we're not close. So I'm going to put you back on pause. Yeah, we are not close at all. It's going to take us a while to get there. And I'll bring you back when there's something to see. So, we found them the hard way, as I normally do. I think I'm going to leave their original orders. So Patterson was ordered over here. This is back when I thought they were holding Apple Pie Ridge, maybe over here somewhere. But I had already ordered Patterson there, and McDowell is supposed to end up... No, that's not McDowell. That's McDowell. It's supposed to end up there. So that's pretty much what we want. Anyways, the downside is that we're going to get RD'd. But, I mean, we'll just dismount. We'll get prone, and when we get together, we'll push up and attack. But since it looks like it's still a minute away, and I know I'm running it on 20x, but the AI is just sitting there, and so I feel like I'm not probably screwing up too much of it, and I want to finish this battle, like, you know, before the game is actually obsolete and other things. So, yeah, I'll bring you back momentarily. All right, and I actually turned down the sound in my excitement here to actually get into the battle. I forgot to adjust some settings that probably would have made the gunshots much louder. So we're gonna give general attack orders. Actually, we could just have Mitchell order everyone under him to do it, and then we can just kind of hang out with the AI and watch what they do. I'm gonna micro the cav units here. That's the little bit of fun I'll allow myself, but it'll take them like a second or two to calculate things, and then they should get rocking and rolling pretty quickly. I'd like Mitchell to get them to use, if we can, medium range and... Well, I guess they've decided to do things differently, but that's always the way that goes. Yeah, but if we can at least get people to use skirmishers, I always like advancing behind a screen of skirmishers. I think that's the way to go. You know what, with these guys... Well, we're already behind them. All right, they're shooting. That's good. Are we? What are we waiting for here? Patterson, you know what's up, right? Mitchell should be in a better position. He should be about halfway between his commanders, and then McDowell should also kind of do the same thing. I know Morrill's over there, but that's. It is what it is. Alright, you're up there, that's fine. Guess we still can't quite figure out what we need to do. Oh, for some reason the attack order didn't stick. Okay. Alright, so Patterson knows to attack. I guess. And maybe we'll have to do some of this on our own. That's okay. Put you there. Detach you, detach you. Detach you. Detach you. Maybe. Detach you, probably. Alright. All right, let's assume that that more or less worked. All right, we're gonna have Grant come in here. We're gonna have Reyes come in here. What is this, Porter? Oh. Then who is that division commander? I don't know. We'll have you go there. Heinzelman, you're going to come out front and do the best you can. Keim, you're going to join him. Thomas, I guess I did not get Doubleday out of there. Runyon, yeah, we want you in here. And Sanford, we want you over here. All right, cool. Alright, so we are on top of Apple Pie Ridge. Tell me you have some good weapons. Yeah, they got Jocelyn's, baby. That is not at all where you were ordered to, but you know what? I'll put you there. They look like they broke. Yup. Well then. We don't have to commit much more than that. can see the bunch up problem here.
Alright, so all the cav is going to end up here on this high ground. The CSA has a very, very strong position here. We don't have a particularly big attack here. Heinzelman really needs to come through here. This is an interesting... I'm not sure why they would order themselves over there, but they did. I wish these guys would spread out, but it ain't gonna happen. These guys actually did okay. I mean, they got 2/3 of them shooting. Be nice if this other one was over here. Okay, they're moving up. That's fine. I think a lot of this artillery is doing nada. That's actually a fine position, but there's really nobody left to shoot at. So we'll just move that artillery down and around. All right. Ooh. Not sure why they're falling back like that, but these guys can actually lay down and they'll slow their rate of fire, so they'll at least be able to stay engaged longer before they run out of ammo. Well, if they listen to me, but they didn't. That's to be expected. So they're going to shoot as fast as they can, and you know, a lot of that's going to be lost in the smoke, I think, but that is their problem. My goodness, Thomas. I don't know what you want, man. You're waiting for something here. Yeah, I don't know that we need to get more infantry here. We just... My guess is the cav is probably doing a number on them. I believe these guys have Maynards. Yeah. So they should be doing just fine. Challenge for them will be ammo, which they are burning through.
Yeah, Taliaferro is in big trouble. Okay, so we're going to start pulling back with these guys because they're going to be out of ammo any moment. Now that I see it, their whole force is in trouble. Yeah. Thomas is over there. See, I told you I should sit back here because that's exactly where they're retreating. All right. I don't know how interesting mopping up operations are, but that's where we are now. Runyon's division. Thomas is still back there. Oh, whoops. Did not see those guys pulling out. Save your water for when the shooting starts. Okay. And I guess they just broke as soon as we lined up. Okay. I don't see a point to watching this. Well, if that ain't a win, I ain't ever gonna get one. That was pretty good. All right. Yeah. That's the Battle of Winchester. Second Battle of Winchester. Oh no, they're gonna bounce through our lines. Well, we'll see where they end up. Alright, so they're gonna end up back over here. Alright, that's fine. Alright, McDowell, we're gonna move a little bit. And Patterson maybe will move a little bit more. Alright, Mitchell seems ready. These guys seem ready. We do want to try to get our readiness back. We don't really want to go down to the orange, but we'll deal with that problem if and when it arises. Man, Hampton's division just absolutely has something over here that they want. They're just coming back time and again here. Okay. So Patterson come out of scouting and try to deal. Well, there's also no real way to do this without engaging these forts here. I think what we're going to do is we're going to end up planning to vacate Northern Virginia because we're just going to get our readiness burned out by these constant attacks, and then we have to attack the forts and other things. It's probably one of the things I thought I liked the forts being here when we do the summer scenario, but now I'm just not so sure that it's actually better with them in. We could use McClellan. I mean, with West Virginia secure, there's a supply depot. I don't know what else, though. I guess maybe we'll just try to bring McClellan over by... Guessing we're using too many trains, and that's why we can't. But oh, well, good thing we landed. All right, Kelly is there. He's getting his morale up. That's fine. Looks like we might have to square off with the Army of Kentucky. That's okay. And then Lion is... I think Lion usually starts with several small brigades. I don't know if those have been consolidated. No, they... So it's just this one. Yeah, I would take this and merge it into something else. There we go. Okay. And we'll give... so Tidball is... So we'll go with... I guess New Yorkers fighting out in Missouri. Okay. Ah, they moved the map on me again. I was like, why is the Army of the West looking that way? All right, figured that mystery out. All right, I got him. Oh. Is this a battle we can fight? My guess is no. Yeah. My guess is no, but... Blockade status. 19%. So it's not great, and that's okay. Potomac Flotilla. Let's see, where are our monitors at? They're almost online. We may... Let's put everybody that is an ironclad gunboat that's ready to roll. Let's put that in the Potomac Flotilla and get that ready to go. We'll go for the Fort Hatteras. Maybe I gave away all the other gunboats. Okay, there's another. Might be able to sneak the frigates in there, and honestly, if the frigates get destroyed, I'm pretty okay with it. We'll go see how they do. I don't know why they would do better than the past, but we'll see. Alright, so we'll make that. We don't need the 4th rate steamer. And we'll send the Potomac Flotilla out here to meet up with some of the others we've already sent in that direction and see what we can do. Okay, Army of Washington is doing their thing. Let's move over here. Alright, McClellan is on a train. That's fine. But yeah, it seems like it's much more worth investing troops in keeping Kentucky and pushing Tennessee. Because from Tennessee, where can't you go? Right? Virginia, North Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas. It's a gateway. Not you. Yeah, you. $89,000. I think we can do an army. We can do it in Indiana. Yeah, we'll create one of the corps. And in both of them, it's going to be 3 of those and 1 of those. And then we'll just do 1 cav. Do it from Massachusetts. Okay. So that'll be the Army of Indiana. And I don't think I'm remembering how to do this correctly, but yeah, I want to put the West Virginia militia, at least for now. Under the Army of Indiana. That's right. So I'm guessing what you just saw is as soon as I went to do that, the AI learned about it and decided that it was going to try to match that, and it doesn't have the numbers to do it. So now they're going to go to their recruitment chain. So it's probably like military 2 and a number of other things. Disaster at Fort Washington. Yeah, so Fort Washington is what they were besieging, and Fort Lyon is what I was besieging. So we traded forts. Not the best outcome, but it's fine. So that's 21,000. All right, if this is how they want to play it, fine. What do we have? See, Patterson and McDowell are so low. I was thinking of just throwing them against Johnston's Corps, sending that back, and then turning around to deal with Hampton's Legion. I think what I can do is actually just... They can have their last-ditch attack against Johnston's Corps, and then I'll send McClellan to try to deal with Hampton's division. I think that'll be how I do that. All right, so we'll get McClellan ready. It's always not a good idea, though, to try to attack a fort and an army at the same time, but if that's all you can do... I mean, oh, but now they got Buckner's Corps... You know what? I don't really care how they do that, but McClellan should probably stay on the railroad if he can. Let's get offensive stance lined up. We'll try to get into scouting. Okay, so that's just McDowell. Alright, so this is Patterson. Are you kidding me? Yeah. ETA 2 hours. Yeah, it doesn't bother me. Take you out of scouting. Alright, I'm gonna go for this, but I'm not gonna do it in this episode. Since this should be pretty one-sided, it might actually just... actually, it looks like we're about to lose it, but I'm gonna go ahead and queue it up, and that's how I'll start episode 3.